woke me up or
I used my teddy bear.
But what I'm trying to say is that it is how you woke me up. It was quite aggressive.
I used a teddy bear to
No, you hit me up with my shoulders.
Please don't do that. Hold on. Hold on to me. What did I try to tell you? See, wait, you want to tell me you say we should? Me, I believe she be. Now you know, go find out now.
Okay, let's talk about the pool party and the aftermath of the pool party, of course. Now, there wasn't a lot of singular events that happened, and I'm guessing that the housemates are already coming to terms with the fact that the show is about to end, and so there's probably no need for unnecessary drama, right? And so everybody's just trying to just enjoy the remaining days of the season before they come out back into the real world, right? But even in the light of that, there was still, you know, one or two movement here and there, especially from the couples in the house. I mean, guys, these couples be doing too much. They are doing too much at this point. They are doing too much. However, I am not mad at it. I'm not mad at the much that they are doing, because without their much yesterday, the pool party would have been like a boring sport. Very, very. In fact, an excruciatingly boring spot. All right, so let's get into this video. We'll talk about the little details of the pool party and the aftermath of the pool party, where there were one or two conversations, right, between certain housemates, and yeah, we're going to evaluate that, and yeah, that's all what we're going to be looking at on this video. So please make sure you watch to the end. Do not skip out on any part so that you do not miss out. And officially, you are all specially welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Bbnaija. This is Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija, and I am the girl with the tea. Now, quick announcement, guys. Tomorrow is Saturday, and as usual, we do have our live conversations by 3 p.m. WAT. Now, there's going to be a slight change in our schedule for Saturday, and this is just a one-time thing. All right, I have a very, very important engagement for that Saturday, and I want to plead with all of you that we move our time for our live conversation to 1 p.m. all right, let's do it 1 p.m. Saturday. 1 p.m. Saturday, all right, so that I can have my time to do what I have to do. All right, so I hope you all understand. My sincerest apologies to all of you if it sort of disrupts your own itinerary for that day, but please, let's just do it this one time, okay? And yeah, for those of you that are new here, you are especially welcome to this space. Thank you all so much for tuning in, for subscribing if you have. If you haven't, please do not hesitate to do exactly what you see on your screen. Kindly go ahead, subscribe, turn on your post notification bell to always receive alerts of my videos whenever I upload a new one. Don't forget to like this video, feel free to share, and yes, all of that said, let's quickly proceed with the details of this particular conversation. Now, in terms of the food, the pool party was rich, guys. It was rich with varieties of finger foods. These housemates had so much to eat. And for the first time this season, there was excess food for everybody. Everybody had a first round, a second round, a third round, to the point that they could have no more. So they had excess left, yes. And guys, frankly speaking, I was quite happy for all of them, because the way these housemates fight for food during the pool parties, it will make you wonder if they have not eaten the whole day, yes. So it was quite nice to see them have enough to eat and to drink. However, it felt like because they had eaten too much, they could not really dance that much, you know, say for just a few people that, you know, decided to give us a show. And Mercy, a.k.a. was one of those people that, as usual, you know, gave us a show in the pool. And guys, listen, the pool party would never be complete without Mercy rolling her butt in the water, in the pool. Yes, Mercy just knows how to get our attention. And I noticed that the cameras kept on avoiding Mercy's bum. Yes, they just kept on avoiding, because at every given point in time, she would bend over. I'm like, Mercy, please now, stop bending over. You don't even know the havoc you are causing. Mercy, you're terrorizing the camera crew. Do you want people to get a strike? No, guys, it was just so hilarious. I mean, I could literally watch Mercy do what she was doing in the pool for the entire 2 hours duration of the pool party. Yes, it was just fun to watch. And then later on, PERE and Cross and CEECEE had joined Mercy in the pool. And I don't know, could it be that PERE does not know how to swim? Because it seemed like they were actually giving him swimming lessons. And, you know, he started off awkwardly, but then he was picking up his pace and he was quite excited about it. Now, that was another beautiful angle to the pool party that I caught, and I kind of liked it. You know, I just loved the fun vibes in the pool. Also, sometimes you would catch a glimpse of them, you know, playing their usual hide and seek game, you know, but overall, it was just kind of fun, you know, to watch the chilled vibes happening in the pool. Now, aside that, there was also a conversation between Venita and Ilebaye. Guys, it was so sad that the music was quite loud. We could not really hear the details of what they were talking about, but we could hear a bit, and from the filters of what I could hear, they were talking about their issues. Yes, you know, the whole Venita trolling Ilebaye, the whole of the other day, I think that was Wednesday, and then she was going to start again yesterday morning. Guys, see, I was going to do a video about it, but I thought, no, let me just chill and observe everything. Now, let me give you a quick rundown of what even happened yesterday morning. So the housemates were done with their workout session and they had moved into the house, and as usual, I'd gathered in the lounge for a briefing of progress, of updates about their preparation for their wager presentation. And Ilebaye had addressed the house and had pleaded with them that they needed to dedicate at least 3 hours of their time that morning, you know, into working on preparing their projects for the wager presentation, which is set to happen today, by the way. And she had also told them that after 3 hours, then they would spend at least 1 hour 30 minutes, you know, to eat, shower, rest if they want to, and you know, afterwards she's going to call them back so that they can continue, because they had barely achieved anything at all, you know, with regards to the execution of their ideas. And everybody had actually agreed with Ilebaye, because even they themselves knew that they were way behind schedule. They had not done anything. So after she had said all what she had said, she had asked if anybody wanted to say anything. They said no, that they were fine with it. Immediately they were done, everybody moved straight up to the dining table where they had all their materials and they started working. Now, during the meeting, I did not see Venita anywhere in sight. I did not see Venita. But immediately they were done, Venita was in the kitchen. She was already preparing breakfast for herself and Adekunle. And guys, with the way she was doing it, it was very obvious that she needed a reaction from Ilebaye. But guess what? Ilebaye did not say a thing. Ilebaye did not even look in a direction. Yes. But Adekunle, on the other hand, had immediately followed PERE to the dining, yes, where they had gone to start working on their project. Suma as well had moved on to the dining table to join them in working. Ilebaye completely ignored Venita. Now, she was moving, you know, as usual, the way Venita does her thing. Like, she was doing what she was doing, and she was looking to see if Ilebaye was going to say anything. But Ilebaye completely ignored her. Now, Mercy, Angel, and CEECEE had gone to bed. So Ilebaye had gone to, you know, plead with them one after the other to come join them in the lounge in working on their project. And they were quite exhausted and sleepy, but they listened to her and they moved to the lounge. Now, Ilebaye had gone upstairs to the head of house lounge to summon Mercy. Mercy was sleeping and Mercy was complaining of a headache. Yes, because the previous night, Mercy, Angel, Suma, and Ilebaye had stayed up late to work on some of the parts of the project. So she was complaining about the likes of Venita that was in the kitchen cooking and doing stuff. And Ilebaye had told her that the reason why she's just ignoring Venita is because she does not want to give attention or energy to whatever Venita was doing. So Mercy was really upset and she was like, she's not afraid of problems or anything or fights. I mean, I'm like, you know, because this is what you will say now, and then when it's time for you and Venita to actually have a go at each other, both of you will just give each other eyes and then move away from each other. But anyways, everybody was at the dining. Everybody was busy, everybody was working. Although Angel was not working. Yes, she was claiming to be sick and weak, so she was not really working, but she was not in her bed either. Yes. So technically, everybody was at the dining table working on their task, with the exception of Venita, who was in the kitchen, you know, preparing whatever she was preparing. Now, it was Adekunle that now made a statement about, oh, everybody can as well decide not to do anything since some people do not want to do anything. It was that statement that Adekunle made that now sort of gave her a brain reset, because she realized at that point that, okay, my boy, who is supposed to, you know, be my personal psychopath, that is supposed to sort of, you know, defend me when I'm being silly, is actually not buying my silliness this morning. So that was how Venita took that walk of shame, according to Tolani Badge. She took that walk of shame, which seemed like a long trip, all the way from the kitchen and moved to the lounge, rather to the dining table, to join everybody in working on the project. Nobody went to say a word to her. It was just that statement that Adekunle made that sort of gave her a brain reset, and she had shamefully carried herself to join them in working on the project. And guess what? It looked like she was the one that worked the most, because she was working so hard. You know how she is very passionate when she's working. She was working so hard to the point that even some of the particles from the materials that she and Cross were using to work on their idea was just, you know, spraying over her body. And she was, at some point, she went to sit on the floor with Cross. I said, do the most, as usual. See, I was so proud of Ilebaye yesterday morning, because for me, that was just the best way to handle Venita's rebellion. Yeah, I mean, she wanted to prove a point that without her, nobody's going to assist Ilebaye. Without her, nobody is going to work and blah, blah, blah. But guess what? The whole house saw through her bullshit. The whole house saw that at that point, she was doing too much and everybody was tired already of her crap. So nobody paid attention to her. Even Adekunle did not even look at her side, you know, after making that statement. Now, fast forward to the rest of the day. The rest of the day was quite fun, you know, and everybody was just doing their thing. They worked to the point that they ran out of materials, and so they are taking a break, you know, and gone to sleep. Now, going back to the pool party, I don't know who called who for that conversation, because what we saw was both Ilebaye and Venita caught up in that conversation, but they were having their conversation, and Ilebaye was, you know, bearing out her heart to Venita about how hurt she was. And one thing I heard her say was the way Venita went on and on and on, you know, all those snide remarks, insulting her there, here and there, but I could barely hear what Venita was saying. And the conversation went on for, I think, the next 5 to 10 minutes, but we could not really hear what they were saying. But it seemed as though they probably did not find common grounds, because afterwards, Ilebaye had gone to sit alone on the swing. Guys, it did not look like they actually settled their differences properly. I don't know, guys, but Ilebaye had looked like she was in a foul mood, yes. So she wasn't really dancing. She had gone to sit on the swing all by herself. Angel and Suma, they were dancing, doing their excessive couple PDAs as usual, you know, kissing, touching each other and doing whatever. But Ilebaye looked, you know, like she was really sad. But then later on, she had picked up her mood by herself, and she had gotten up and had danced a bit, but then she had gone back to sit down again. Now, speaking about couples that were actually doing a lot, you know, with regards to PDAs, it seemed as though Angel and Suma's doing too much sort of got to Venita and Adekunle, and they decided to give us a show as well. And guys, it was quite interesting to see how their own PDA turned out. They were not particularly romantic, because guys, we've established on this channel that they are so caught up in their game that you can see through all of their tactics. You can see through everything that they do, and you can see clearly that there is no element of romance that exists between both of them. What they call a ship, what they call a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, guys, as we have established, is just a relationship of convenience. Yes, Venita is attracted to Adekunle's brain, yeah, more like a sapiosexual sort of connection. Adekunle, on the other hand, is probably, you know, living in the bubble of, oh my God, a celebrity is digging me like that, you know. So we've established the sort of relationship that these two people have, and we've also seen that this entire season, they've never really gone all out to play with each other like that, you know. Their relationship is pretty much uptight, you know, unlike Angel and Suma that would play around, you know, do things and even go the extra mile of, you know, stealing kisses from each other from time to time, you know, feeding each other and all whatnot. But last night during the pool party, I was quite surprised to see Adekunle and Venita chasing each other around the garden, and they even fell to the floor, and Adekunle was sort of seated on top of Venita's back. And guys, frankly speaking, it was kind of weird. That's just too rough. That is too rough. And it looks like Adekunle was playing with a guy, and I'm like, what's this one? Nah, jig. It's not giving. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. You guys are supposed to be more romantic than this. And as I said, it was just too rough for my liking. It was too rough. You know, all the forceful dragging of Venita. And in a way, I kind of felt like, guys, I don't just know how to feel. I didn't like the part where, you know, Venita wearing her bikini cover and Adekunle would go and open part of it to sneak a peek at her bum, and I just felt like it was just too childish. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the hell is this? I wasn't really digging it. It was just too crass. Like, how do I put it now? It was not really refined in my eyes. Nah, it was not just giving. And at some point, they had dragged each other to the cabana in the garden, and Adekunle had sat down, and Venita was sort of grinding his thigh, and you could tell that it seemed like Adekunle was having a boner. Yeah, it seemed like he was having a boner. And guys, you know what? I just told myself, like, listen, if both of you are horny, there's a toilet in the garden. You guys can just quickly sneak in there and just do a quickie and just come out and act like nothing happened. We're all adults here. We're going to understand that you guys had yearnings or cravings. So you just needed to satisfy your cravings. Because guys, I just don't understand what was going on. It was just too rough and too crass for my liking. However, even though I felt like it was not giving what it was supposed to give, I was sort of happy that at least they were able to come out of their comfort zone and play like kids. Yes, I was happy that they were able to give us that type of content, because frankly speaking, the pool party was kind of dragging a bit. Yes, it was kind of slow. Yeah, but that their rough play, the way they were dragging each other on the floor, it's sort of made for conversation. I mean, we're talking about it right now, right? If they did not give us that kind of content, we won't talk about it. Yes, but that one happened. Back into the house. Some of the housemates had gone to bed on time, and guys, it was at that point that for the first time I really missed Cross's games night. Yeah, if you all recall all those his interesting games that they used to play during the Shine Your Eye season, guys, I just felt like last night that would have really come in handy, because the night was beginning to look boring. But Angel decided to give us something to talk about, as she had moved on to Cross and was talking about how his snoring normally disturbs her sleep in their pink room or their peach room. But it did not seem like a normal conversation, because she was too close to his face whilst they were talking. It felt like she was having too much fun in that conversation, because she was lingering. Yeah, there's a way you say something to someone and you walk away and you move on to your man, especially when he's in the kitchen waiting for you. But Angel did not even consider the fact that Soma was in the kitchen. She had continued having that back and forth with Cross. Now, sometimes Cross wants to stop, but she would continue, and then she was looking up into his eyes, she was looking at his face. And at that point, guys, I felt like there was like a non-verbal communication going on between these two people, because guys, mind you, these two people have dated before, or they've had a fling before, so they know each other too well. Cross knows Angel very well, and I've told you all on this channel before that there's this chemistry that exists between these two people that sort of, you know, draws them to each other from time to time. I felt like it was that chemistry that was working at that point in time last night, because Angel was still there. Anything Cross would say, she would repeat. Anything he says, she would repeat. And it sort of started making Soma uncomfortable. Now, even when Soma left the kitchen and was moving behind them to the lounge, Angel did not even turn to look at Soma. Her eyes were still fixed on Cross. And Cross too was looking at her, and he was smiling in a knowing manner. Like, it was more like, this girl, I know what you want. I know what you're doing, but I'm not going to give it to you. And then he had walked away. Now, it became sort of awkward, because Soma had gone to sit on the sofa in the lounge. And then Angel had moved on to him to talk to him. And you could tell that she was kind of feeling awkward. And then she asked the most unreasonable question ever. She was like, what are you doing here? Why didn't you come and meet me there when I was talking? And Soma was like, well, you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you. And then she was not playing with him. And then she was laughing, and then she sat on his, his thighs. And I was just looking at this girl like this. I'm like, this girl. I mean, her true colors are coming out. And guys, if Soma is not seeing it, then I wonder what he's actually observing, because you could tell that there was something up between Angel and Cross last night. And you see, yeah, just as Angel and Zuma were doing what they were doing in the lounge, in fact, they were boiling water to go shower together, PERE and Cross were having their conversation in the pitch room. They were already in bed, ready for sleep, and they were talking. And they were just laughing at everything happening in the house, and they were talking about the ships in the house. And that was why both of them, were saying that, that they are fully aware that all the ships in the house are strategic. And then they were making references to the females in those ships. And they were like, do you ever think that these things will work outside? And both of them were having a good laugh that, where, how? Especially knowing how the ladies are outside, that it's never going to work. And guys, people were having a good laugh. And you see, yeah, they had that conversation for quite a bit, but I just could not help but agree with everything that they had said in that conversation, because, ladies and gentlemen, you and I know that they were not lying. They were actually saying the truth. And me, I'm here, keeping my fingers crossed, waiting for the show to end. And I want to see how and if these ships are going to survive outside the house. Anyways, guys, that is all about the pool party and the aftermath of the pool party. Please go ahead, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about everything that happened. Number one, how do you feel, or how did you feel about that play that happened between Venita and Adekunle? Did you find it awkward, or did you find it sweet and romantic? And then about Cross and Angel's conversation, how did you feel about that moment? Did you think that that was quite awkward? And did you think that Angel was sort of trying to hook up with Cross? Or what do you think was going on right there? Just go ahead, let me know, right? And also, what was your highlight for last night? Please go ahead, share in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija. Have an amazing day. Bye.